Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
Some people come in your life for a lifetime, some come for a season. You got to know which is which. And you're going to always mess up when you mix them seasonal people up with lifetime expectations. You can't, they got people that got married with people they was only supposed to be with for a season. And they got married to people they only supposed to be with for a season and wonder why they having so much hell in their life. That was a person that was supposed to come and teach you one thing. You didn't know it, so you just fell in love. And now you wonder why, hey, you ain't got no peace, nowhere you go. No. Listen, I put everybody that come in my life in the category of a tree. Some people are like leaves on a tree. Wind blow, they over here. They unstable. Blow the other way, they over here. Ain't nothing. Season change, they wither and die, they gone. That's all right. That's some people. Most people in the world are like that. They just there to take from the tree. They ain't there to do nothing but take and give shade every now and then. That's all they can do. But don't get mad at people like that. That's who they are. They ain't gonna never be nothing. That's what they put on this earth to be, but be what they are, a leaf. Some people are like a branch on that tree. You gotta be careful with them branches too, because they'll fool you. They'll get there and make you think they're a good friend and they're real strong, but the minute you step out there on them, they'll break and leave you high and dry. But if you find you 2 or 3 people in your life that's like the roots at the bottom of that tree, you are blessed, because that's them the kind of people that ain't going nowhere. They ain't worried about being seen. Don't nobody have to know that they know you. They ain't got to know what they doing for you. But if them roots wasn't there, that tree couldn't live. You understand? And they ain't got a whole lot. A tree can have 100 million branches, but only a few roots down at the bottom to make sure it get everything it needs. I'm telling you something. When you get you some roots, hold on to them. But the rest of them, let it go. Just let it.
God will never take something away from you without the intention of replacing it with something much better. Trust that God will put the right people in your life at the right time and for the right seasons. You need to understand that God's plan is always the best no matter what the situation is. Sometimes the process is painful and hard, but don't forget that when God is silent, He's doing something for you. Romans chapter 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to His purpose. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it will spring forth. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19 says this. Now with this promises, I want you to remember that God will never take something away from you without the intention of replacing it with something much better. So whatever didn't work out for you as planned, this is God's own way of saying I've got something much better. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 23 says, "Be sensible and don't tell everything you know. When you walk with the Lord, He gives you visions. He gives you visions pertaining to your future and the visions pertaining to your life. He gives you visions pertaining to the things He wants to accomplish with you and through you. He causes you to see into the future so you can head for that future. Everybody may not see what you see or know the future that God is guiding you into. Some people try to tell everybody what God is showing them. And at the end of it all, that's one big mistake you should not make. Yes, it's a big mistake, except He's the one leading you to talk about it. I need you to understand that Satan doesn't know what you see until you tell him. He's not omnipresent. He doesn't know everything. And when he hears about what you see, then he will start scheming against you. He will start scheming how to work out a plan to stop you. There are people who, because they couldn't keep certain things to themselves, they lost the beautiful idea they received from the Spirit. And once they got the idea for something, they started telling people about it, and Satan got wind of it. And guess what he did? He devised the means to stop the idea from materializing. Don't ever give him that chance. If there's one thing I've learned to accept, is that people come and people go. Friends you may have made in the past may no longer be around. People you expect to stick around may have left you and you ask God why. I want you to get this. We serve an orderly God. He doesn't just allow things to happen, because He always seeks the best interest of His creation. He allows things to happen for a reason. Yes, this proves that nothing just happens. In this video, I will be telling you 5 reasons why God may remove a certain person from your life. The first one could be to fulfill His divine plan. God's ultimate plan is that we live forever with Him in His kingdom. And when we give our lives to God by giving Him permission to do His will in our lives, He will remove anything or anyone that comes in the way of fulfilling His plans in your life. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, thoughts to give you an expected end." The second reason why God removes someone from your life could be because they are toxic. There are many toxic people in this world, and you may encounter some of these people every day. They are not even knowing they may secretly hate you or become more and more toxic as time goes back. We can only see what people allow us to see, but God sees the heart. He sees all of the secret thoughts and conversations that others may have about us. God knows exactly how much we can bear. Therefore, He may remove someone from your life in order to protect you. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7 says, "For the Lord sees not as man. For man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." The third reason may be that this person is needed somewhere else. Now God may remove someone from your life because that person is needed elsewhere. Now, this may be a very difficult thing to understand, especially if that person was a good friend or a romantic partner. Remember, God has a plan for everyone's life, including that person. God's plan might take them away from you, but understand that everything happens for a reason. They may need to fulfill their God-given purpose elsewhere. Sometimes God removes someone from your life because he or she isn't right for you or the timing isn't just right. God may decide to unite the both of you in the future, or He may not. God will only allow things to happen in our lives that are in accordance with His plan. And we all know that all things work together for the good of them that love God, and to them who are called according to their purpose. The fifth reason why God removes someone from your life could be because God has better things in store for you. He loves you and He wants to bless you. Sometimes we hold on to things thinking that this is the best life has to offer. We have no idea what God has in store for us. Yes, you have no idea what God has in store for you. God is just waiting for us to trust Him so He can pour out those blessings upon us. But as it is written, eyes have not seen nor ears heard, neither has it entered into the heart of any man the things which God has prepared for them that love God. This means that when we place our lives in God's hands, we can be rest assured that He's protecting us. And even when we choose to do the opposite of God's will, He's always trying to get us back on the right track. Hallelujah. He loves us too much and He doesn't want to lose us. When we understand that everything happens for a reason, it will be easier for us to move on and learn lessons from our experiences. So when God removes someone from your life, don't chase after them. I want you to see it as a blessing in disguise, because we might not know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. We need to trust God and trust that everything that happens is for a reason. Everyone that walks in or out of our lives is for a reason. And when they do leave, remember that they just played the role for a season. Remember that they were just there for a season. Please understand that not everyone deserves to be held on to. Not everyone deserves to be attached to. It is very important to understand this because it will save you from so many troubles. We need to know the place of people in our lives and treat them accordingly. There are friends for a season. There are friends for a reason. There are friends for a lifetime. There are acquaintances. So in this short walk in life, we need to know the kind of people we meet, or we need to classify them accordingly. When we place ourselves in God's hand, He will do everything possible to protect us. You know, even when we do the opposite of His will, even when we go against His will, even when we're trying to fight with all our heart, like saying, no, I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose her. It may be difficult for you, but at the end it will make sense to you and you will understand that God was just protecting you. Probably you're struggling from a heartbreak. Probably you're going through a divorce. You're asking yourself, how can I put myself out there again? Can I find someone else? Someone that is like him? Someone that is like her? How can I find someone else that could understand me the way this person understood me? Well, I have good news for you. There's not just one person for you. I want to tell you that for every one person that leaves, God has 1,000 people to bless you with. God has 1,000 people to uplift you. God has 1,000 people to strengthen you. God is our ever-present help, and He will show up. We have to be conscious, and we also have to be cautious. You have to be conscious and cautious of the kind of people that are in your life. And if for any reason they finally decide to leave, just know that their part in your life is over. Don't fight it. Yes, don't fight it. Just smile because God has something and someone better for you. God bless you.